The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Chandima Virakon. The headlines. The Ministry of Education says that more than 323,000 applications have been received for the GCE A-level examination to be conducted in November. A report on crop damages due to drought was released yesterday. Northern Railway line will be closed temporarily for 6 months due to the reconstruction work. The bill to restructure the Ceylon Electricity Board will be presented to Parliament next month. The government will be investigating on the news broadcasted at the Channel 4. It has been stated that if not followed the proper financial management, the future activities of the country will be hard. On news overseas, Kim Jong-un to visit Putin for weapons talks. Local stories in detail. The Ministry of Education says that more than 323,000 applications have been received for the GCE A-level examination to be conducted in November. The results of previous examinations have been released. The examination that has been issued results can be applied for re-evaluation from 7th to the 16th of this month. A report on crop damages due to drought was released yesterday. Accordingly, more than 61,000 paddy lands have been damaged and 62,370 families were in the drought. Kurunegala district was the most affected area from the drought and 26,000 acres of paddy land were damaged. Meanwhile, discussions are underway to maintain paddy reserves in the country. Minister Mahinda Amaraweera said in Parliament that it will help to manage the price control of rice. Minister Nalin Fernando said that rice were not imported during the past 8 months period. He also emphasized that stern legal action will be taken against the people who sell rice at higher prices. The Northern Railway line will be closed temporarily for 6 months due to the reconstruction work from January next year. The railway line between Anuradhapura-Omanthai, which has a distance of 62 kilometers, was repaired with the aid of Indian loans and the amount spent was 33 billion rupees. The railway department stated that with the reconstruction of the railway line, trains from Colombo to Kankasanturai will be able to run at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Reconstruction work of Colombo to Panadura railway line will be recommenced soon. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said in Parliament that the Kalani Valley Railway line will be developed as electricity railway line, which is at 60 kilometers distance. The support of private sector will be obtained for development activities. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with the local stories, Minister Kanchana Wijesekara says that the reason for the fuel increase has been caused due to the fuel increase in the world market. He also stated in Parliament that the price increase in diesel has not been carried out from November. Prices of fuel have been reduced in many instances up to September. The bill to restructure the Ceylon Electricity Board will be presented to Parliament next month. Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara told Parliament today. He said the bill will be presented to the Cabinet next week. The government will be investigating on the news broadcasted at the Channel 4. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that an international investigation is needed to Eastern Sunday attacks. Legal action should be taken against the responsible persons for the attack. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva said that measures will be taken to minimize the loss incurred of the Mattala International Airport. The loss is estimated at 1 million rupees annually. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that if not followed the proper financial management, the future activities of the country will be hard. The actual situation of the country's financial management should be revealed to the public. Participating in the cabinet notification meeting, he said that the President has discussed about this in Parliament in several times. The President also discussed about the progress of large-scale development projects that are to be completed by the end of this year. Chief Magistrate Prasanna Alves has prohibited the transfer and sale of 620 million rupees worth of 20 properties belonging to a director of the Onmax DT private company who has been banned by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka for illegal pyramid transactions until further notice. The magistrate issued this order to the land registrars of Mattara, Kalutala, Hambantata and Kadawata. The magistrate has issued this order after Financial and Commercial Crime Investigation Division of the Criminal Investigation Department requested the court to issue an order prohibiting the transfer or sale of these properties since these properties had been purchased using money earned from the pyramid scheme illegally. To conclude the local news, the headlines again. The Ministry of Education says that more than 323,000 applications have been received for the GCE Advanced Level Examination to be conducted in November. A report on crop damages due to drought was released yesterday. Northern Railway line will be closed temporarily for 6 months due to reconstruction work. The bill to restructure the Ceylon Electricity Board will be presented to Parliament next month. The government will be investigating on the news broadcasted at the Channel 4. It has been stated that if not followed the proper financial management, the future activities of the country will be hard. That ends the local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Taking a look at the main news story, it has been reported that a considerable rainfall has not been received to other areas except the southwest areas in the island, but the water level of rivers has risen due to the prevailing rainy weather. The water levels in Kaluganga, Ginganga, Nilwala Ganga and the Attanugala Oya are significantly rising. Irrigation Director Engineer SPC Sugeshwara said. He said the water level in the lower areas of these rivers is still high. He also requested the public to refrain from bathing and rowing in rivers. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, emphasizes that the statements made by several parties that there is a shortage of contact lenses within hospitals across the country, including the National Eye Hospital in Colombo, are not true. Joining a press conference held in Colombo, Dr. Gunawardena stated that the eye surgeries are being carried out in those hospitals as usual. That ends Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
Say no more to moving and paying rent. Get a home loan from Commercial Bank at the lowest interest rate and get a home of your own.
Which Bhakta are you in now?
In Javatta, in my own house.
Moving on to the world news next, the headlines. Kim Jong-un to visit Putin for weapons talks. Ukraine war, Sergei Surovikin seen in first photo since Wagner mutiny. UK bees in danger as Asian hornet sightings rise. North Korea's Kim Jong-un plans to travel to Russia this month to meet President Vladimir Putin, a US official has told the BBC's US partner CBS. The two leaders will discuss the possibility of North Korea providing Moscow with weapons to support its war in Ukraine, the official said. The exact location of the planned meeting is not clear. There was no immediate comment on the report, also carried by other US media, from North Korea or Russia. Sources told the New York Times that Mr. Kim was most likely to travel by armored train. A photo posted online appears to show a Russian general who has not been seen in public since a mutiny by the Wagner mercenary group in June. Sergei Suroikin is said to have been close to Wagner boss Prigozhin, who died in a plane crash last month. There have been reports that General Suroikin is being investigated for possible complicity in the mutiny, but a photo purporting to show Russia's former commander in Ukraine has now been published on social media. General Sergei Suroikin is out, alive, healthy, at home with his family in Moscow. Photo taken today. Well-known Russian media personality wrote in a caption on the picture on Telegram yesterday. Record sightings of Asian hornets are raising fears of catastrophic consequences for the UK's bee populations for years to come. The invasive hornets are wreaking havoc in mainland Europe and threaten to get a foothold in the UK, with nests found in East Sussex, Kent, Devon and Dorset. The insects feed on native bees and wasps, damaging biodiversity. The warning comes as leading scientists release a global report into the threats caused by invasive species. They say the alien invaders play a role in 60% of animal and plant extinctions, and the economic cost has risen to more than £300 billion a year across the world. To end the world news, the headlines again. Kim Jong-un to visit Putin for weapons talks. Ukraine war, Sergei Suroikin seen in first photo since Wagner community. UK bees in danger as Asian hornet sightings rise. That ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Development News is brought to you by
Job opportunities for well-experienced housemaids and home cooks in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait for ages 40 to 58 years. Salary 135,000 rupees. Contact 037 7500 500.
Taking a look at the development news, measures will be taken to enhance the efficiency of railways and reconstruction of railway lines will begin soon. 1,000 rail tracks have been imported from China at a value of 2 billion rupees. These tracks have been imported under the financial grants of the Asian Development Bank. That ends the development news.
Job opportunities for women from Deshakti Lanka in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Oman. Housemaids and home cooks in Saudi Arabia, ages 40 to 58 years. Arabic speaking and well-experienced home cooks. Salary 135,000 rupees. Interviews are now on with foreign agents. You can travel overseas free of charge now. Branches Colombo, Kurunegala, Anuradhapura and Matara. Contact number 0377 500 500. Deshakti Lanka Foreign Employment Agency.
Moving on to the sports news, the match between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan of the Asian Championship Cricket Tournament will begin at 3 p.m. today. Sri Lanka is recorded as the fastest run-scoring team under B category. That ends the sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
On business news, the shares of Agara Patana Plantations Limited commenced trading on the Colombo Stock Exchange yesterday. The shares have been listed on the Diri Savi board of the CSE under the food, beverage and tobacco sector. The occasion was marked with a special bell-ringing ceremony. That ends the business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Taking a look at the economic news, the government has permitted investors to purchase 200 electric buses for operation in the Western Province, Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Bandulu Gunawardena said. The minister said for this project, expression of interest has been called and it will be implemented as a domestic and foreign joint venture. The investors have been allowed to establish charging points. Investors would be allowed to operate the project to recover the invested capital. That ends the economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, Sabragamur, southern, central and northwestern provinces. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters are likely at some places in western and Sabragamur provinces and in Gaul, Mathura and Nuwara Eliya districts. A few showers are likely in Jaffna, Mannar and Anuradhapura districts. Fairly strong winds, about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, can be expected at times in western slopes of the central hills, western, southern, northwestern, northern and north central provinces. That ends the weather report. And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. The Ministry of Education says that more than 323,000 applications have been received for the GCE A-level examination to be conducted in November. A report on crop damages due to drought was released yesterday. Northern Railway line will be closed temporarily for 6 months due to the reconstruction work. The bill to restructure the Ceylon Electricity Board will be presented to Parliament next month. The government will be investigating on the news broadcast at the Channel 4. It has been stated that if not followed the proper financial management, the future activities of the country will be hard. And on foreign news, Kim Jong-un to visit Putin for weapons talks. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.